We were never supposed to feel this alive. This line can be looped alone or extended as. We were never supposed to feel this alive with a stranger, but for chorus, keep the main hit on the 7-word line. Walking under a blood-red sky, armor on where a white veil should be. Everyone's staring like lightning might strike, but you don't even look at me. They say I'm the girl with the cursed last name. Every ring I wear breaks someone's fate. You're the ghost from a burned out war, here to play groom for a debt you hate. You don't want me, I don't want you. We both know what this is supposed to do. Just a contract signed in someone else's hands. Just two strangers doing what the law demands. You say don't fall and I won't die. I laugh, fine, we'll never even try. But when thunder shook the ceiling over our heads, you moved closer like you meant what you said. We were never supposed to feel this alive. We were only supposed to make it through the night. Just a name on the line, not a heart on the line. Just a promise to survive, not a reason to fight. Oh, we were never supposed to feel this alive. Standing here as if we're on the edge of life. If this is just a vow to make it out alright. Why do I hear my heartbeat louder than the sky? Why do I hear my heartbeat louder than the sky? Yeah, you said you only came to steal the truth, trading husband for forgotten proof. I said I'm tired of writing names in stone, tired of calling every funeral home. We drew a line down the center of the bed, your side, my side, that's what we said. No late night talks, no crossing that floor, no falling first, no wanting more. But I see you reading in the lamplight glow, tracing old scars that no one's supposed to know. You see me with my charts, red ink on my hands, trying not to write your name into my plans. You say if you don't love, I won't break. I joke, good, I've had enough mistakes, but my voice shakes more than I want you to hear. Every time you step a little too near. We were never supposed to feel this alive. We were only supposed to make it through the night. Just a contract on paper, not a soul on fire. Just a borrowed last name, not a buried desire. Oh, we were never supposed to feel this alive. But you caught the thunder when it aimed at my life. If you're nothing but a vow that keeps me here tonight, why does every breath with you start to feel so right? They all said, don't touch him, don't try. One soft feeling and someone will die. So I built a wall inside my chest, swore this time I'd be the safest man. They all said, just use her, then leave. Get your answers, don't believe. But when the sky wrote something new between our names, I felt more terror at losing you than losing flames. Maybe we're wrong for every rule they ever wrote, but I can't ignore the way your silence fills my throat. Maybe this was meant to be a night we just survived. So why does standing next to you make me feel alive? We were never supposed to feel this alive. Oh, we were only supposed to make it through the night. Just a signature drawn under a blood moonlight. But now my heart is tied. They sent us down the mountain like a test. Said if she's cursed, the world will do the rest. Every whisper had my name in darker ink. Careful when she walks, she makes the bridges sink. You walked ahead like you were carved from stone, eyes on the road like you were here alone. I told myself we're just a borrowed team. You've got your motive, I've got mine to keep. No small talk, no wasted breath, just two strangers trying not to care what's next. snapped under us. Wood gave out, hearts kicked up. I felt the ground fall from my shoes. You grabbed my arm like you already knew. You said, I just can't let you die in front of me. Like it was logic, not some hidden piece. But I heard something shaking in your tone, like you moved before your mind had time to know. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you. This was just a test we had to make it through. Just a reason on paper, not a heart coming loose. Just a rational choice, not a line I'd refuse. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you, but every time it breaks I see you first in view. If my heart was sealed, cut in half and bruised, why does every risk you take feel like my wound too? Poison mist rolled in like midnight rain. Voices disappeared, air turned to flame. You stepped in front when shadows drew a blade. Old scars on your chest, waking from the grave. Your eyes went dark, like something pulling strings. I could almost hear forgotten wars in your veins. They said I should never cross that secret line, but I reached for you and broke the rule this time. I burned my light just to keep you on your feet. Felt my strength drop out, felt my knees go weak. You looked at me like you had never seen someone risk their own to keep you clean. You said that nearly tore you down. Voice too soft for someone cold and proud. I joked, relax, I've survived worse storms, but your gaze stayed stuck where my hands were worn. You took the blame they wanted thrown at me. Don't you dare say this was her you breathed. And in that second something gave inside, like a locked door shifting just a tiny line. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you. I was only meant to pull us both straight through. Just a mission shared, not a bond in blue. Just a borrowed trust beneath a borrowed moon. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you, yet I keep choosing every hit that shields you. If my heart was marked as frozen, split in two, why does every bruise you get feel like my bruise too? They said every fault around me is my fault. Every broken bridge, every sudden halt. So I learned to move like I'm the one inside. Never let my heart cross anyone's line. They said I'm better off with half a heart, less to lose when everything falls apart. So I locked it down, made reason my friend. Thought I'd never have to feel again. Somewhere between the broken ropes and poison air, between the rules we swore we'd never tear, something small and terrifying pushed through, like the first soft truth that I need you. Baby, I'm not as hollow as I swore I'd be. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you. This was just a road I had to walk you through, just a calculated move, not a heart breaking loose, just an easy choice, not a life I might choose. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you, but I can't stand the thought of losing you. If a half heart man can feel this breaking through, maybe not complete, was never really true. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you. I wasn't supposed to feel anything for you. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. They wrote your name in red across the sky. 3 days left before you're meant to die. Hallways full of candles, eyes that never blink. Everyone pretending they don't hear it sink. They tell me cut the ties, save your own skin. Break the vows and don't get dragged with him. They call you doomed, they call me bad luck bride. Say if I stay, I'll watch you close your eyes. You shrug it off like fate has no more teeth. Say I've heard worse warnings underneath. I try to keep my voice from shaking when I speak. Act like reason stronger than the fear I feel. You say you should run, you hate to see men die. I say that's true, but there's more to why. There's a line inside my chest I never cross, but it's bending now and I can't turn it off. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. energy is right and you fall in time. I don't want your final breath without my hand in yours that night. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. We could've run, but you stepped into the storm. Said if it's written, I will take it in its form. Old power in your veins, like thunder in your bones, lighting up the sky in broken tones. They came from every side, a circle closing in. Every whisper said this was how your end begins. You raised your hands and caught the falling light. Let it crash through you instead of all their lies. I watched you drop like a star that's burning out. Every breath you fall was thin and loud. Something tore in me beyond what logic plans. I reached for you and broke my careful stance. They said don't spend your years to buy him one more night, but my heart won't listen when you fade from sight. I lay my future down like cards across the floor. 10 years gone just to give you one breath more. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. More afraid of waking up without your light. If I have to tear my timeline into lines, I'll write your name on every borrowed time. Let them call it reckless, let them roll their eyes. I was never built to watch you die. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. I used to think my love would end your days. Every hand I held would fade away, so I stayed behind the walls I drew in blood. Let the world decide who lived and who was done. But lying by you on a broken, frozen ground. Two quiet bodies, barely any sound. Only our fingers still holding on tight. I realized it's something worse than losing life. Worse than death is not being there. Worse than safety is a world where you're not here. I'd rather lose my years than lose you alone. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. I'm more afraid of what if then goodbye. If I have to break my faith to keep you in my sight, I'll tear the script and buy us one more night. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. So I'll trade a piece of mine to hold your eyes. If this is what it costs to pull you back in time, then let my story bend. I'll still call it right. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. I'm more afraid of losing you than life. Maybe changing death was never in our hands. Maybe we just moved a piece of some larger plan. But if I had to choose again, I'd pay the price. 'Cause I'm more afraid of losing you than life. More afraid of losing you than life. You had no soul, your hand would never shake. They say your heart is just a broken line, half of it asleep, half weapon in disguise. On a quiet road beneath the temple lights, something in your eyes went suddenly to ice. You turned to strangers like they never had a name. Every move you made was colder than the rain. They said this is who he really is, just a killer dressed in borrowed innocence. They whisper that your blood can never change, that war is all you'll ever be again. I tell myself to keep my breathing slow, stay behind my logic, never let it show. You cut through every shadow in your way, didn't even flinch when all the colors drained. But somewhere in the middle of the fear you made, I saw your hand hesitate above a smaller frame. You never touched the ones who couldn't fight, paused a second longer when the terror looked like child eyes. In that tiny space the others couldn't see, I realized there's still a you beneath the beast. If you had no soul, your hand would never shake. You would cut straight through without a break. If there's nothing left inside for me to wait, tell me why your fingers tremble at my name. If you were just a blade that forced you to become, you'd never miss, you'd never come. I stepped into the line you couldn't see. Placed my heartbeat where your weapon used to be. Every warning in my blood said turn around, but my feet kept walking to your battleground. They shouted let him go, he's not worth your fall. And this curse before it takes you all. But I bet everything on that one small pause, on the way you always stop before the worst. You raised your arm like someone else was in control. Eyes on me but distant like you lost your soul. The air grew tight between our broken names. Every choice we ever made wrapped into this frame. One fall into your arms instead of running back. Brought the thread away from turning black. Still I found the words I had to get to you. Said the only thing I knew was truly true. If you truly had no soul inside your chest, then your hand would not have trembled at my flesh. If there's nothing left of you, they say it's gone. Who is it that couldn't bear to cut me down? Oh, if you had no soul, your hand would never shake. You would finish what the shadows made. If you had no soul, you wouldn't pull me close, wouldn't break apart and hold me like no. If you're only what the curses wrote you as, why do you fight so hard to change the past? If you had no soul, your hand would never shake. I stitched your fractures with the light that wasn't mine. Trace the broken edges in your mind. Every spell I used to pull you back in place, left a matching fracture in my own heart space. You were never meant to carry what I am, never meant to bleed so I could stand. Yet you broke the rules to drag me from the dark. Left a crack in you that mirrors every mark. More together.
They call the 3 rounds to a trial in the sky. Settle in this crown and name the wish that buys your life.
They carved my name in silver fire above the ground.
Told me bring your broken frame and prove your worth around.
They sent a different letter quietly to me. Said change the way your story ends at last, be free.
One small mark could cut the thread that tied me down. No more whispered tales of hearts that drag love to the ground.
I knew my strength is stitched with cracks beneath my skin. Every time I use that power, it burned within.
I knew this trial could rewrite how I'm defined.
Turn my curse into a different kind of life.
You said,
take this chance, go fix your fate.
I said, no, your wish can't wait.
You should change your life, break your chain.
I will when you are through this game.
One of us must pay in full before we're done.
Let the price be mine, but let the wish be yours just once.
I would choose these scars if they were for you. I would choose these scars just to stand next to you.
If my body breaks so you can see your truth,
I would choose these scars because they mean I chose you.
if the gods demand a cost for what we move, I will pay
And broken strength to keep your heart approved. I would choose these scars.
if they were for you. In the arena where the heavens watched us move, every step was weighed like proof of what we choose. Your name was never called, but still you stayed nearby.
A quiet promise standing in the sky. Then a strike went wrong, turned straight to where I'd stand. A blow too heavy for a human frame to stand. You me saw the path, the cost it carved in bone, and changed your course so it would crash into your own.
There was thunder in my ribs, a ringing in my spine. Half the strength I knew just to be on the line. I felt part of what I was fall out of you, but in the echo all I saw was you.
Smile beneath the weight that pulled you down.
Said at least this hurt belongs to what I found.
At least I broke myself for someone that I chose.
Not for nameless wars or strangers
I don't know.
in a world that wrote us both as mutual harm.
We turned it into mutual shelter.
Shed on.
I would choose these scars if they were for you. I would choose these scars just to stand next to you.
If I never reach the heights I used to climb, I will trade that sky to keep your hand in mine.
If the price of being whole is life without you,
I would rather break and share this fractured view.
I would choose these scars if they were for you. You gave away your power step by step for me.
Turned your sharpest edge into a softer melody.
You gave away your one escape to lift me through.
Folded all your freedom into faith in what
I do.
they called us both a risk no one should ever take. Two names that bring the storms instead of calm and grace.
But in this trial where my body lost its pride,
Found a different way to measure time.
if the world believes that safety means we stand apart, we will tie our chosen scars around one heart. Chosen scars, but I still choose you. I would choose these scars if they were for you. I would choose these scars just to stand next to you.
Every strength I lose, every piece I leave behind.
Built a world where you can walk with peace of mind.
You would give your heart away to clear my sky.
I would give my body so your hope can rise.
This is how our fates are finally undone.
We will write our names as two and yet as one. I would choose these scars if they were for you. I would choose these scars.
If they were for you,
I would choose these scars if they were for you. We planted little fields of light behind our door, tiny glowing herbs that never knew the war. You burned your hands on simple meals you tried to make. I laughed and fixed the mess for both our sakes. You showed me how your people dance around the flame. I stole the steps and tripped, but still called out your name. You watched me train with my old sword at break of day, pretending not to see when I would glance your way. For a moment all the realms felt soft and still. No more summers, no more thunder on the hill. We were just a pair of lives in simple view, looking almost like an ordinary two. And then the stars were drawn again above my head. Lines of fate rewrote the words they'd always said. They whisper once in all your days, true fortune calls. But it's not the man who shares your fragile walls. They sketched a name in clean celestial light, a skyborn prince with no dark shadows in his life. Perfect match they wrote beside his resting face. Walk this road and never fear your cursed embrace. I don't wanna save life, I want you. I don't need a perfect path if it means I lose. The hand I chose when all the odds were pointing through. The storms that say I shouldn't stand with you. They can promise gentle days that never gather round our kindly friends with careful eyes. Said, this is how your curse can finally die. One more chance like this will never come again. Take the road where love won't drag you into pain. You will never feel the weight you always bring. No sharp edges, just a quiet, gentle spring. Stay and all your luck will drain away. Go and happily forever starts today. You stood aside with hands that didn't quite know where to rest. Silent as if you agreed I should be blessed. Maybe you believed I deserved a safer line of life without the fear of ending yours and mine. But I am not a vessel for their tidy plans. I am more than numbers drawn by distant hands. I said I don't want blessings I did not choose. I don't want a perfect love that means I lose. You are not a risk I'm meant to throw away. You're the choice I'd wake and make again each day. If happiness must come by tearing us in two, then I'd rather break that word than break from you. I don't want a safe life, I want you. I don't want a fate that feels like something new. If my only harmless love is one that isn't you, I'll refuse that road and walk our stormy view. Let the flawless story fade from every page. Let the risk remain, let love outlast the cage. I don't want a safe life, I want you. They carve the words, bring harm beside my name. A warning etched in unrelenting flame. Every chart they drew said anyone who stayed would pay in sorrow for the choice they made. But when I turned away from heaven's golden door, chose our little house or half the kitchen floor, something in the ancient ink began to shake. Lines of iron destiny too thin to take. The letters that spelled curse began to blur, shifting into something no one knew for sure. Where they once had written I would ruin all I love, now it flickers. She can change the fate above. I don't want their blessing if it doesn't have you. I don't want a safe life, I want you. I don't want a path that pulls me far from we are the wrong pair that mend the sky. Through dust of fallen prayers and long cold flames, in a broken hall where even gods had closed their eyes, lay a stone that once had held the shape of skies.
In the fading glow of long erased celestial lines, we found the law that first had bound the worlds in time.
Not the ones with 5 defects must be chained and torn, but 5 joined as one shall lock all storms that form.
You were never born
A flaw in every scene, you were written as the luck on everything that's mean.
yet they took our names and turned our blessing into blame.
Branded us as curses just to hide their shame. Someone high above our sky had moved the ink, bent the lines until the world forgot to think, made my people look like storms that only bring in harm. Watch your blood as take the thunder in its arm. We were never made to drag this world in pain.
We were meant to hold its breaking in our hands.
We are the wrong pair that mend the sky. We are the crossed lines heaven tried to deny. If they write us as a fault in every line,
We will carve the truth in the stars.
they can't rewrite. They can call us broken, say we're not their right, but our joined hands are the sky.
When we spoke the buried words aloud in that high place, all the air turned sharp like glass across our face. Voices from a distant throne began to roar.
Erase the ones who've seen the hidden core.
Not a mortal storm, but judgment given form, falling down like law, disguised as lightning born. Every beam of light, a rule without a heart,
Aim to tear our names from every living chart.
stepped in front of you as if the sky were rain.
Said if something must be broken, let it start with what's been stained.
If the record wrote you wrong, then strike me too.
My curse-marked heart still reaching toward the blue. If you need a piece to tear from your design, take the twisted line you've always called wrong in time.
If you need a name to tie into your law,
Take the mark you burned in me and watch it fall. We will not bow down to lies, dressed up as fate.
we will stand and press our hearts against your gate.
We are the wrong pair that mend the sky. We are the outlawed love you can't classify. If you call our bond a fault, you must erase. We will turn that fracture to a healing place. Every scar and every curse across our names becomes the mortar in the cracks of heaven's fame. We are the wrong pair that mend the sky. On the stone that ruled our world for endless years,
Letters shook like they had finally learned to fear.
from the corner of the tablet fell a veil, revealing words they'd buried deep to fail.
Not 5 broken hearts must pay for all,
But 5 joined souls shall hold back every fall.
and one last line beneath the dust and lies.
Only heaven matching lovers mend the sky. We are not the extra trial you threw in place, or the missing answer to your broken grace. If the world was meant to fall without our name, we will stand as proof it can be whole again. We were never meant, but we're the ones it needs. We stood before the broken stone where heaven cracked in two. Your name and mine like faded lines in shattered blue. They called this place the final scar of every war, where laws were bent and all the stars forgot what for.
In my hands a vow once meant for only you and me.
Now the thread that ties the worlds in fragile unity.
They said, let your wedding be the
Think of sky.
let your promises be bridges when we're dry.
They took our less than hearts, our half-lit haunted days, and said now pour them out to mend the ancient ways.
I was called not whole,
A body never right,
but every missing piece
taught me what complete feels like.
They said I'd break the man who dared to take my hand.
Now I trade this life to keep you in this land. 5 broken words they used to curse saw every day now become 5 guards that hold the storms at bay. We were fate, we are paired, and we locked the sky and stayed. We were scars, we were storms, now we keep the dark away.
If the price of peace is standing where the heavens fray, we will bind the cracks
and still choose to stay. They can wipe our names from every story mortals say, oh, but they can't erase the are paired, and we lock the sky and stay.
They wrote the final step in lines of silver light.
One remains above,
the other walks in mortal night.
I felt the pull to stay where storms could never reach,
to be the lock that heaven keeps on highest peaks.
I saw a life where you were nothing but a star,
too bright to touch,
too distant, always far.
So I said, let me be the one to stay behind.
Let my feet be roots that hold this trembling sky.
We argued with the wind that carried every law. Two stubborn hearts who'd rather break than see one fall.
Heaven weighed the vows we whispered in that storm, found a shape it had not written into form.
It said you are now each other's destiny.
No single spine can bear the sky alone. To me,
paired as one, you share the load and still walk down
locks of light in quiet, ordinary time. We will fade, we are paired, and we lock the sky and stay. We were lines misread, now we hold the world in place. If one must rise and one must fall away, heaven breaks that rule for hearts that won't obey. We were wrong, we were less, now we're anchors none can see. Silent hands that hold back what would be. We were fate, we are paired, and we lock the sky and stay. Now we live where kitchen smoke paints gentle air.
Children chasing birds with sunlight in their hair.
We carry errands from the gates of distant stars,
then come home to mend each other's smaller scars.
They erase the dates and names from heaven's scroll,
left just once,
a pair of hearts held back the storm.
No one in these streets can see what we have done.
They just say, long ago, someone saved everyone.
You're leaning close and ask beneath the mortal sky,
If there were no curses, would we still arrive?
I don't know the paths they'd write without our pain. I just know I never once
Regret your name. I don't regret the days we fought the sky. We were fate, we are paired, and we lock the sky and stay. We were scars, we were storms, now we keep the dark at bay.